Hello, and welcome to 3 Tune Tuesday for Tuesday, July the 21st. I am your host, Bonaparte, and with me is your hostess, Yulia.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. July 15th, 1799. The Rosetta Stone was found.
Neat.
It really is. That's one of, everyone's heard of the Rosetta Stone.
Yes.
It's just one of those things that everyone hears about. I heard about it first probably in grade school somewhere.
Yeah, I think same for me.
Yeah, but it was when I took my archaeology class, in fact, in college, my intro to archaeology, that I learned more about it.
See, that's the cool thing about growing up in Calgary is that there is a vibrant sort of archaeological, like, people dig for shit in Calgary.
Yeah, definitely.
And beyond archaeology, like, of course, people find fossils everywhere in Calgary. So there is deep concern for what lay beneath the surface.
There certainly is. Just northeast of Calgary, a couple of hours northeast, is Drumheller.
Yeah.
With the Royal Tyrrell Institute of Paleontology.
That's neat.
It is. It's a fascinating place.
Yeah.
So what the Rosetta Stone find allowed us as human beings to do in the modern age was to finally decipher ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, it really is. So for those of you who may not be aware, the Rosetta Stone was a stela. It would have originally been about 7.5 feet high.
So what is a stela, please?
It is essentially a large stone engraving of words.
Okay.
In short.
And stela, S-T-E-L-L-A?
One L.
Stela, S-T-E-L-A.
Yes.
And what was the purpose?
Of this one, it was to issue a royal decree.
Okay.
Now, the Rosetta Stone itself has been highly damaged throughout the years, and over half of it is probably missing.
Oh,
they're estimating over half.
Wow. So in between when they found it and now it's been damaged?
No, when they found it.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
I was going to say, clumsy bastards, what'd you do to it?
Well, it was found during Napoleon Bonaparte's time, so it would not have surprised me if he decided to damage it, because that was what he did. He used the Sphinx as a target for his army.
Yeah, you
practice.
said that earlier this morning, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
That's why part of the Sphinx's nose and face is damaged.
From Napoleon?
Yeah.
Fucker.
Yes. But the Rosetta Stone was saved, and being that it had the same decree in 3 different languages, 2 of which we knew, were able to decipher the third.
Yeah, that's neat.
It really
basically provided a key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was the cipher. Now, since then, additionals have been found, not of the Rosetta Stone, but of other decrees from the
Ptolemaic,
thank
Tamale?
you. Tamale. Hi!
They're delicious.
That's right. One of which is almost completely intact.
Oh, that's great.
But it followed the same format.
Yeah.
Middle Egyptian hieroglyphics on the top, modern Egyptian in the middle, and Greek on the bottom.
Yeah. Neat.
Yeah, fascinating. So, with that in mind, we have this week's inspiration for 3 Tune Tuesday. Languages.
Yes. Well, I knew that. That's why I started with bonjour.
But, indeed. And I can say it in Canadian. Hi.
And I can say it in American. What up?
What you want.
No.
So, today in history, July 21st, 1911, Victor the Victor Recording Company, had recorded Laleczko, or translated into My Little Doll. This was originally a Polish song. It was recorded in Camden, New Jersey, but it is a Polish song.
Okay.
It's a waltz-like theatrical song that came from the 1886 operetta Blazon Nadworny, meaning the court jester.
Okay. Apologies to anybody who speaks that language, because...
Or any of the others that I'm undoubtedly going to speak poorly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's too much.
How wild did you get?
Wild enough.
Okay.
Yes, wild
All right.
enough. So the artist,
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Róża Kiołbassa-Kwasigroch. Very Polish.
May I look at that?
Uh-huh. Let me highlight my
I just
notes for
don't
you.
like. I just.
Oh,
don't
I know.
Like
It was awful.
It's, well, Róża, Kiołbassa-Kwasigroch. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
apologize.
Róża. I know Róża.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
apologize to everyone. She was a Polish soprano who was, there's not much known about her, but she was one of the first operetta singers to make operettas publicly available on records.
Okay.
She did record a number of other selections in July of 1911, including some more that I'm not going to try to pronounce.
And these are, to be clear, these are all Polish.
These are all Polish, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sung in Polish.
I didn't realize that there were so many Polish operettas.
I did not either. It was one of the things I love about doing this research is finding out new things.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
The only one that I know of, maybe it's, and I think it's in Polish. I think it's called Rusalka, because there's a beautiful aria in there called "Song to the Moon."
Okay.
That's really pretty.
Okay.
But I believe the opera's name is Rusalka, and I'm not sure who
Okay.
composed it, but it's the only one I know. So interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The doll in the song that we're going to listen to changes. The song's doll changes without the central expression of affection changing, but first it's a toy, as the woman is a young girl, and it then becomes the word doll, a pet name for a romantic partner.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So let's go ahead and listen to My Little Doll.
Fantazje jej nie brak, i w do niej mówi to.
For a second, I got a little worried because it was not waltz-like to start.
Not to start.
But yeah, no, I get it now.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, what you all don't see or hear when the song is going on is the banter back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, I do listen to the songs first as I'm preparing the show, and Elia gets to listen to them for the first time live, so to speak.
Yeah, because we want for whatever it's worth, we want the cold reaction.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like listening to it for the first time. And you know, because I suspect that a lot of our viewership is also listening to it for the first time.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all I think we're up to 13 now. All 13 of you out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
So we're recording this early on a Sunday, earlier than usual.
Is so not like us.
It really is not. It's usually on a Sunday afternoon, or we try and, pounds it in really late on a Monday night.
Yeah. Jeez.
Those ones are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up early on a Sunday. And you know what helps us get going early in the morning on a Sunday?
What's that?
Skeleton brew coffee.
It sure does. I've got a cup right now. In fact, we're actually test driving some new coffees for you guys.
Yes, we are looking. Oh, I shouldn't say looking. We are tasting a couple of new roasts for Llamas.
And they are all delicious.
Yes, we're having a hard time making a final decision.
Yeah. Luckily, Maybon's right after that.
It is. I think we're down to two finalists, and we've got, two Sabbats coming up.
Yeah, we're going to flip-flop them.
I think so.
But I'm drinking said coffee out of one of our famous mugs.
Yes, our fascist biting cats.
Yes. And you can find I'm getting ahead of myself. So, no, you know what? Let's mix it up. I'm going to talk about NoKings.coffee for a moment. Okay,
yes.
So we've got actually like two sister brands, right?
Yes.
So we've got our skeletonbrew.coffee and we've got our NoKings.coffee.
Yes.
Which is, we are not affiliated at all with the No Kings movement. We have just named it No Kings simply because that's what we're about these days.
Yes, that is exactly correct, yeah.
And we want to support that movement. And we were talking last night about, because we watched a film. We watched a film called Confessions of a Nazi Spy.
Yes.
And we got to talking about Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers, along with a lot of other American film studios, everybody, particularly during the First and Second World Wars, there was a sense of, what can I do? What can I do to do my part to support the effort?
Right.
And Warner Brothers, to their credit, they were very, very hands-on. Jack Warner was very hands-on involved with, particularly during the Second World War, making films about what Nazism was.
Right.
And really shining a spotlight on it. And, in varying ways. Confessions of a Nazi Spy, that came out before the U.S. was even involved in the war.
It was 1939.
1939.
Right.
And then later, Casablanca, which a lot of people are familiar with, that also dealt with the war. There were Warner Brothers. To be clear, a lot of film studios did do films about the wars, but particularly, like, Warner Brothers stands out to me because they had a lot of actors, a lot of talent, a lot of directors, a lot of writers that were European refugees from the Second World War, First and Second World Wars. And we talk about a lot of these actors, a lot,
right.
between the two of us here at home. But it's inspiring to me, that kind of attitude of, what can I do? What are my talents, and how can I use them to support the effort?
Exactly, yes.
And that's kind of what we're doing here.
Right.
We're doing what we love while at the same time supporting the things that we care about. And that's what we do with NoKings.coffee. $2 from everything that you buy, from every item that you buy at NoKings.coffee will get donated to Indivisible.
Yes.
They are the people behind the No Kings movement. And they are the ones who are doing the organizing of the protests and the strikes, and they're keeping people informed. They're doing witness training for, when you see some ice shit going
Right.
down, they're teaching people de-escalation tactics, and it's just an incredibly useful website. They run seminars every now and again. In fact, there was just one this week. So yeah, we want to support that cause, and we do that the way we know how, and that's by yapping here at you guys,
Yeah.
and also selling our coffee, and also selling fun stuff too on NoKings.coffee. We've got a number of items, coffee adjacent, starring our cats.
Yes.
2 of them, and we think they're pretty fun. And I like drinking out of this mug. It's a good solid. It's a decent sized mug. It's like what, a 10 ounce? Is it a 12 ounce?
That's a 12 ounce.
It's a 12 ounce mug, so you can fit a whole bottle of beer in there
You could,
if you wanted to.
if you wanted to.
But we're filling it with coffee. I've got
We are.
coffee in mine this morning.
Yeah,
and
well,
it's just adorable. We've got Logan on one, and we've got Julie on the other.
Yeah. One cat bites fascists, and this other cat also bites fascists.
That's right.
Yes.
And they've had their shots.
Yes, exactly.
We've got also bumper magnets. We've got coasters. We've got
Yes.
all kind of stuff over there. So, and we've got our, of course, coffee.
Yes.
Which is the star of the show. We've got the Liberté, Égalité, and Fraternité roasts, and they are all delicious. My favorite among them is the Liberté.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah, it's so good,
It
and it's just a good, solid, all-around cup of coffee. But if neither of those are your jam, you can head over to skeletonbrew.coffee, where we have our 6 regular roasts,
Indeed.
and we've also got our rotating Wheel of the Year
Indeed.
special limited time roasts.
Yes. We only have 2 coffee and 2 tea up at a time, and they rotate from the most recent to the current Sabbat.
Yes. So we'll always have like the most current, and then the one immediately like behind it.
Correct.
So that's neat.
Yes.
And that's been fun. That's been
Yeah.
fun, kind of trying new stuff and cycling through some.
Yeah, and we do source our coffee from essentially family farms worldwide. Where we get beans, we source beans, we hunt for beans in South America, in Africa, in Indonesia, wherever fine coffees are grown, and we do make a point. We're part of a co-op, which is why we're able to do this. The co-op makes a point of sourcing beans only from those farms that are not corporate, to make sure that all of the farmers get a fair wage for their work.
Yeah, that's really important to us. We want to make sure that this coffee is as ethical as possible from the time it's grown to the time it gets to your door.
Right.
And one of the things that I love about it is that it's not roasted until you order it.
Exactly.
That I think gives us such a huge edge in terms of our coffee's quality. It's probably the freshest cup of coffee you're ever going to have.
Oh, I think so, definitely. We were joking with a tea merchant yesterday about the tea that she had for sale, and she puts together some really robust teas.
Oh my goodness,
Right.
they smelled so good.
You can see the various pieces of whatever, the flowers and the herbs and such that go into it. And I had commented that one of the nice differences from those teas to grocery store teas is that it feels like the grocery store teas are what's left over when they sweep things off the floor.
It's true.
And I feel the same way about our coffee to grocery store coffee. Our coffee is artisanal. It's very high end. It's not roasted until it's ordered, and it will be far fresher than what you buy in the grocery store.
Well, and it's artisanal and it's high end, but it's not really priced that way.
Correct. We like to keep prices as low as possible. We are not making much of a profit off of this. We are, paying our hosting bills. It's about where it comes to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody else makes a whole lot more money on it than we do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But we want to make sure that too, everybody gets paid a fair wage. Like if you're buying cheap coffee, you can be rest assured that there's a human rights violation somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And we don't want to be about that.
Right.
We want to make sure that everybody's being treated well and treated fairly and being paid for their labor. So everything from the farm to your doorstep, everybody's getting paid well.
Correct.
Except us.
Except us, but that's fine.
That's okay. That's not what, we're not in this to make a profit. We're using it we're in this for 2 reasons. Number one, first and foremost, we freaking love coffee.
Indeed.
Right? And then the second reason is to, maybe defray our costs a little bit.
Right. That's exactly.
all. We're not Starbucks. We're not out here buying yachts.
And we are paying off the house.
That's right.
Yeah, so we know that it can be a little uneasy buying something, an edible, a combustible, sight or taste unseen, so to speak. So to help with that, we have two options for you. One, head on over to our website at skeletonbrew.coffee, nokings.coffee, or blindskeleton.one, O-N-E. We'll talk about that in a bit. Sign up for our mailing list, and we will be happy to send you a 2-ounce sample of our coffee. It's not pre-made coffee, it's ground coffee, so you can put it in a pot. It's enough to brew a full 12-cup pot. The other option, more online, is simply browse on over to skeletonbrew.coffee and click on the Find Your Coffee link. It will ask you 7 simple questions and then make a suggestion as to which of our coffees it believes will be best for you.
And more importantly, we're not going to harvest your email address. Like, you're not going to
Correct.
have to give us your email address to find out your result. I hate that.
Yeah, it's gross. You just go, you answer the questions. It doesn't ask you even your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here you go. Here's our suggestion for you. Now, obviously, if you sign up for the mailing list, we need your email address. We will get in touch with you personally via our own email to identify where you would like your coffee sent to. But then we don't keep that either.
Yeah, no.
It's just put on the shipping label and it's one and done.
And we don't sell your information or anything like that.
Yeah, it's gross.
That is gross, and we hate that, and we know you probably hate that too.
Exactly.
So we're not about to do that to you guys. And because we're a little nuts, $1 from everything that you buy on skeletonbrew.one will get donated to public media.
Yes.
We like to donate to places like NPR and PBS
And WXPN.
WXPN, and independent media that is not beholden to corporations we're becoming a corporatocracy. I don't know if that's a word.
Oligarchy.
Right, but I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that, because we've got corporations being treated like people.
Yeah.
And that's dumb.
It is.
And that's not what we're about.
Right.
And that's, unfortunately, media has become corporatized as well.
It has.
And so because media has become corporatized, whoever has the money can control the media. And that's sad.
Yep.
So we need to stick up for places like PBS, which has unparalleled journalism ability, and they have been starved of resources, and that's just it really is a national shame.
It is. NPR as well.
Yeah.
I love some of the things NPR does. Really good investigative journalism, such as this morning, and we'll get back to the music in just a minute. Just want to share an article that I read on NPR this morning about the Trump RX website.
Oh, no.
The in-depth investigative reporting has found that the drugs that are on Trump RX are typically, for the most part, not always, but the vast majority, are those drugs which already have generic counterparts. And the drugs that are really the bread and butter of these companies are not there. In addition to that, those drugs that are on Trump RX are not any less expensive if you have insurance. So if you have insurance, use your insurance. You'll be getting a better deal than you will on Trump RX.
Quelle surprise.
In fact, there was also some analysis done between Trump RX and Mark Cuban's website where he sells drugs. And in many cases, Mark Cuban's website had better prices.
Well, Mark Cuban has a lot to answer for as well.
Well, he does. He does. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. It's just...
Yeah.
And this is the type of thing that we like to use public media for, because you can be rest assured that most of the the corporate media isn't going to do that level of analysis on Trump.
And they're certainly not going to expose grift.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Why would they bite the hand that feeds them?
Exactly.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And that's why it's important to us.
Yeah, and that's why we do what we do both at No Kings and at Skeleton Works.
Yeah. And that's why we also, occasionally here, as we've just done, we shoot off our own mouths.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we're not beholden to corporations either.
Exactly.
And, they can't arrest us all.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, the only thing I'm beholden to are the cats.
That's right. And boy, are we.
Yes.
We're their staff.
Yeah, we are.
Basically.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway, so if you are hankering for a good cup of coffee and or tea, please head on over to skeletonbrew.coffee and or nokings.coffee and check us out, see what we have. And if you have any questions, reach out to us.
Yeah.
We would love to answer your questions.
Absolutely. Moving on, our second song, I think that this will be a hit, is one entitled Kol Nidre.
Oh, very Jewy.
Indeed it is.
Yes, that's a prayer. The Kol Nidre is a prayer.
It's a prayer or an avowal, a reaffirming of vows.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to, this is what my Googling has done, but I will leave the details to you. I think you're far more familiar with it than I am.
Listen, I'm not the Jewiest Jew that ever Jewed, but it's Kol Nidre is yeah. There's a lot of things in the Jewish faith that, like the word mitzvah, for example, can mean it has kind of a double meaning. Like when you think mitzvah, you think good deed. But it's also a commandment. Mm. And it also means blessing. Like you think bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. Mitzvah is something that you're supposed to do.
Right.
It's like a right. It's a commandment. It's a blessing. And the insinuation there. I spoke with a rabbi about this once, and he said the insinuation there is that it is a blessing to do what God has commanded you. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it's a good thing, most people are familiar with the 10 Commandments, the Big Ten, right? There are 613 mitzvot, which are also commandments, but they're smaller.
Right.
And some of them are a little antiquated, like you don't wear linen and wool at the same time, and you don't do certain things on certain days. There's all kinds of things that are proscriptive about what you can and cannot do when a woman is experiencing her biological functions.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Right.
And one that sticks out to me that I take great joy in fulfilling myself every day is there is a commandment, a mitzvah, to feed your animals before you feed yourself.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because they are dependent on you.
Right.
And it is important that you take care of them and you kind of put their needs first. Now, there isn't, again, as a rabbi once said to me, he said there are 613 mitzvot and there are reasons to break every single one of them.
Oh, sure.
And
sure.
he said basically it comes down to life. What preserves life? Because life is the biggest blessing.
Right.
And if you're starving and your animals are starving, what do you do?
Right.
You're probably going to eat the animal. But, that's
Yeah.
kind of like circle of life type
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly.
And hopefully we never get to that point.
Well, indeed.
But
yeah, without even knowing that, I can say that, I feed cats before I even drink coffee.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's and that's something that I even before you and I began living together, I would always feed the animals before myself.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's just, they're reliant on you.
Yeah.
And if you can provide for everybody, then you make sure that you provide for those animals first because they are helpless and they're relying on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and also nobody works on the Sabbath, not even your animals.
Right.
They get a day of rest too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going off on a Hebrew tangent, but it's my point is that there are a lot of dual sort of inferred dual meanings to a lot of things in the Jewish faith.
Okay.
Like mitzvah can mean a commandment and a blessing. It can also mean like
Yeah.
it can mean like when you do a mitzvah for somebody, that's a good deed, right?
Right.
So it's I don't know. There's a lot of, again, we're talking about languages. There's things that are lost in translation. There is no word for something that's both a commandment and a blessing. There's no English equivalent.
Right.
Most people, there's like a law, and then there's a blessing, and there's not a lot of.
Yeah, they're two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay. So we have, Kol Nidre recorded in 1908 in Warsaw. Oh. Yes. Now, I really was looking for a variety of new and interesting things today. Recorded in Warsaw, recorded in primarily Aramaic with a short Hebrew passage.
Yes.
Performed by cantor Gershon Sirota. And I could, if you really wanted to go into it, he was born in the Russian Empire, probably 1874-ish. Records are not necessarily well kept in that area of the world at that time. He began his cantorial career in Odessa, which is Ukraine, and later served in Vilna. And in 1907 or 1908, around there, he became the chief cantor of Warsaw's Great Synagogue. So
Very cool.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. And, well, not much more to say. It's the song, it's the person from Warsaw, 1908. I do have it listed somewhere what the label was. It was the Favorite label. That was the name of it.
Favorite?
Favorite.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
There's some deceptive marketing there.
Perhaps. Kol Nidre.
gravitas of which is appropriate for Yom Kippur.
Go on.
Oh, well, so Yom Kippur, the Kol Nidre is the prayer, the blessing, whatever you want to call it. It is an affirmation of sorts. It has to do with vows and broken promises and forgiveness. But it is appropriately, it starts off the Yom Kippur services, which is Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. It is a very somber service, and it happens every year. There's fasting, it's praying, it's fasting. It's a day where you take stock, and there is no other equivalent that I can think of in another faith.
Okay.
You literally take a day and you reflect on the past year and how you can be better in the coming year. And it's Yom Kippur is probably the most important of it's part of the high holy days, and it's probably the most important holy day
Okay.
of the Jewish calendar. And you start off your service with the Kol Nidre, and then immediately it goes into the Shehechianu, which is the Baruch Atah Adonai. Thank you, God, for bringing us to this day. So yeah, it's a day of reflection. It's a day to meditate. It's a day to take stock. It's somber. It's a big deal. And then afterward, you break your fast and you have a party.
Right.
Well, not a party, but it's usually a lot of Jewish holidays end up in eating.
Fair.
But yeah, Yom Kippur is it's a big deal, and the Kol Nidre is you can hear the seriousness and earnestness, and particularly when it's sung by a really brilliant cantor, which this fellow was. That I love listening to a cantor. I could listen to a Jewish cantor all day. Just beautiful, and you could really feel the gravitas there. I was surprised that he was being accompanied by both men and women. Typically, particularly in an Orthodox shul, the women and the men are separate.
Okay.
And I used to go to an Orthodox shul in Baltimore, actually, on Lloyd Street,
Okay.
which is now a museum. But they did... Oh, what did I go to there? I forget which service I went to there. Sukkot? I don't know, one of the minor ones. And they had an all-male choir. The women sat separately. The women sat in the balcony and behind a screen. And I was asked there, do you want to go sit behind the screen? I was like, no, I'm fine. I'll be in the balcony. Because I didn't want to be... I don't know. I'm weird about that. But each their own. You're allowed to practice your faith the way you want to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was a little surprised in this recording to hear both men and women. I thought it was going to be just men. But you'll notice there wasn't any instrumental accompaniment either.
Right.
Because you sort of follow the same rules that you would on a Sabbath, and playing a musical instrument is work.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So there we go. I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
I thought that was it was very moving.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So we spoke very, very, very briefly, our last intermission, about blindskeleton.one. That's blindskeleton.one. That is the home of Three Tune Tuesday, as well as, when we feel like it, and most importantly get around to it, other blog articles and such that we want to put up, movie reviews and the sort. And I do have a list of probably 100 movies I want to review. We'll need to start watching some.
Yeah, like there's that one that I told you about yesterday. What was it called? It's the one by Cecil B. DeMille.
Yes,
it's a comedy.
Yeah.
I didn't think he did comedies.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah.
So, that's what we do at Blind Skeleton. We like to celebrate and share, all things vintage entertainment and art, because ultimately, entertainment and art, in and of itself, explores the human condition.
Yeah, it's part of the human story.
Yes.
It's part of our history, and I don't think it should be divorced from our history.
Exactly. Yeah. Yoli and I were speaking yesterday about very similar things, and I had made the comment coming from a social sciences background that I do, that, data and the arts are very similar, have parallels to quantitative and qualitative research.
Right.
Where one deals, primarily with what numbers and data show, while the other studies what people feel.
Yeah. And that's, I think, as important to our story as the quantitative.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's because it's not enough to understand exactly what happened. I think that too, you need to understand how people were feeling at the time, because that helps you kind of understand why people made the decisions that they did.
Right.
What the prevailing, feelings were, what was important to people. Brief tangent, I promise, brief. I read a book by Margaret George. She writes historical fiction, which I love because historical fiction helps kind of color in
Absolutely.
a lot of the things that you might be scratching your head about. Yeah. And what good historical fiction does for me it kind of tries to get into the minds of the people and what they were thinking at the time, and you do that through art. And Margaret George, she's a fantastic author. Highly recommend any of her books. But she did, probably my favorite among her books was called The Autobiography of King Henry VIII. Mm-hmm. Of course, he never wrote an autobiography. Right. But it's done in the style of an autobiography, and it's really well researched. And, we think of King Henry. To be clear, he was a megalomaniac. He was crazy. He was a narcissist. He was drunk on his own power, and dude had some serious mental issues. You don't just go cutting the heads off of all your wives, right? Right. But what the book sought to do was to not exonerate him, not paint him in a sympathetic light necessarily, but to kind of get into his head and figure out why he made the crazy decisions that he did. Right. And it's a theory. But, as part of her research, she looked at, the art and the music of the time period. Yeah. And listen, there's a lot of speculation. King Henry VIII was supposedly a brilliant dancer and a musician, and indeed he was well versed in playing instruments. That is well recorded. Right. Wrote music, was heavily involved in a lot of different pursuits. But, then again, is he going to punish people for writing things unflattering about him? Right. Like maybe these people wrote these things. But anyway, so that is why I love what we do, in that we're trying to get into the heads and step inside the shoes of the people that lived during these times. Exactly. And, it's not enough to know the facts. You look at the art. Yes. You look at what people were creating, what people were taking pictures of. People were only recording and taking pictures of the things that were important to them.
Well, especially when it was so difficult to do.
Right. Yeah. Like we talk about the costs of putting something on shellac. Right. And photography was not cheap either.
No, it was not. It was difficult. Today we have, everyone's got a camera on their phone. 30 years ago, 35 millimeter film was so easy to come by. Disposable camera, you go take your pictures, you take it to the drugstore, an hour later you got your pictures.
Oh my goodness, I remember those days.
Yes.
I kind of miss that.
Oh, yes, I agree. But 100 years ago, 150 years ago, it was far more difficult because the film was originally glass plates and that had to be prepared in the dark on site and used within 15 minutes.
Oh, because they put a coating on the glass, right? It's what was it? Silver.
Yeah, there was nitrate. Silver nitrate.
Yeah. And that's, and in fact, again, we talked about it last week, but they found as part of Dawson City's kind of treasure trove of neat stuff, there was a photographer that went there to document a lot of what was going on
Yes.
in the Klondike. And they found this just treasure trove of glass plates.
Yes. Yeah.
And so they were able to, reproduce a lot of the photos that this guy took. What was his name? Skegg?
Hegg.
Hegg. That's
Yes.
right. Hegg.
Yes.
Yeah. So super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, art is important because, art fills in the gaps that history and the study of history has.
Yeah.
And I know we're running late on time, but I do want to also just, exemplify the point. If we look at archaeology is a very difficult science. It's very difficult to do because how do you just dig and understand what people were like? All we have is their trash, in addition to graves. It's like, well, yeah, we do have their trash. Their trash is what they used. It was what was important to them. And when we look at pottery, in particular pottery, we can really begin to identify these people had ideas because they weren't just making jars, they were decorating them.
Yeah. They were functional, but they were
Right.
also practical, but also they wanted them to be beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And that begins to lead into the question, why? What made these people different from 100 years ago?
Right.
So
Right.
on and so forth.
It's fascinating, and that's why we like to explore vintage art, vintage recordings, vintage photography, vintage film. We've talked often about how some early, I forget which photographer you said it was, but it was somebody that took silent films. The earliest silent films were just about people going about their daily business.
Yeah.
Like a street scene.
Yeah.
Or, a train.
Right.
Or something like that. And that's like early documentary.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. It's priceless.
Yeah.
It's priceless in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So that's why we are so passionate about it and so interested in it, is because it tells part of the human story. And we like history too. Like I'm kind of a history. I don't want to call myself a history buff because that makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I absolutely do not. But I'm intensely curious about it.
Well, yeah, right, and that's really what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think curiosity. My grandfather used to say that curiosity kept him alive.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It keeps the brain going.
Yeah. And he was sharp right up
Yeah.
until the end. He was super sharp.
Yeah.
And I think that curiosity is something that we need to encourage, that we need to develop,
Yes.
and we need to make curiosity a habit. Make America curious again.
That's right. Yeah, so go check us out at blindskeleton.one. Sign up for our mailing list. We'll reach out. We'll get you some coffee. And you can hunt us down on our Blue Sky social media, or just send us a mail.
You can also call us.
You can call us.
302-609-1925. I am determined to get somebody to call us and leave us a voicemail.
Yeah, just call, say hi.
Yeah, call, say hi, tell us where you're listening from. You don't even need to use your real name. We don't.
Correct.
So you can get in touch with us and leave us a voicemail. I'll tell you what, if you call and you leave us a voicemail and you give us a callback number, I will call you back personally. I will chat with you, and I will send you a bag of coffee. It'll be on me. Whatever coffee you want, it'll be on me.
There you go.
All right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like a deal. Our third song of the day is a Spanish song recorded in Madrid in 1918.
Oh, you're studying Spanish.
Have been. Oh, I kind of moved on to French. Yes.
So we're on Duolingo, you guys.
Yes. Yeah, and, well, it's there, and it's a great resource.
It is.
You talk about curiosity. It's one of the, keep the brain going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Interrupted.
No, it's all good. So, El Relicario.
Sorry?
El Relicario. Or the reliquary,
Oh,
the
no.
locket, or the keepsake.
Oh, you know what a reliquary is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I didn't know what they were.
No.
When I went to Italy, particularly in Florence, I was in one of the Medici chapels, which are beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my God. And, they kind of let you wander around to, explore it in different places. And I walked into a little room. It was not anything fancy. And there were all of these beautiful little boxes. And they were crusted with pearls and rubies and emeralds, and they like real. And I was like, oh, look at these little boxes. They're so pretty. And as I got close to them, I noticed they had little glass windows on them. I was like, oh, what's inside them? Dude, it was fucking bones.
Yeah.
It was like the toe bone of Saint somebody.
Saint Toebone.
Saint Toebone. You'd probably love it because it was full of bones. Bone. But yeah, a reliquary. When I hear reliquary, that's what I think of. I don't think of a locket.
Fair.
I think of these very expensive, very pretty boxes with bones in them.
Well,
but I guess they lend them out to like cathedrals and stuff because supposedly, isn't it like when you go to a cathedral and it's like named for a saint? Supposedly there's like, and I might be getting this wrong. Listen, I'm not Catholic, but isn't there like a relic of a saint in every Catholic church?
I think they're
named
supposed to be.
Like it's supposed to be in the altar or something?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they like, if you've got a whole room full of reliquaries, like can you get them on loan? Is it like a library? Can you check one out and like start a church? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
Catholics, call in. Answers on a postcard, something.
Yeah, 302-609-1925.
Set me straight.
Yeah.
It's again not my faith background, but yeah, I'd be interested to hear what people have to say. I guess I could get curious about it, but I would like to hear from a person.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry, the reliquary.
In this song, the reliquary is a keepsake, and the story concerns a woman, a bullfighter, and a keepsake that she gives him before he enters the ring.
Oh, so like a standard.
Yes.
Kind of like throwing your handkerchief to the
Yes,
night.
exactly. Except maybe it's a little toe bone.
A toe bone.
Toe bone.
Ew.
Yeah.
Good luck, sweetie.
Okay.
Here's
Yeah.
my toe bone.
Yep. I think on that note, we're going to just talk about some details. Recorded on the Odeon label, Madrid, 1918, and sung in Spanish.
Okay, and who wrote it?
Oh, good question. Written by Armando Oliveros and Jose Maria Castelvi.
Okay, and who sung?
Sung by Raquel Meller.
Okay.
Yes. She was born Francisca Romana Marque Lopez.
Francesca?
Francisca.
Francesca.
In Tarazona, Aragon in 1888.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear it.
Yendo hacia el pardo le conocí, era el torero de más tronillo y el más castizo de todo Madrid. Iba en caleta pidiendo guerra y yo al mirarle me estremecí. El anotarlo bajo del coche y muy garboso vino hacia mí, tiró la capa con peso altivo y descubriéndose me dijo así: pisa morena, pisa con garbo, que un relicario me voy a hacer con el trocito embargo, que un relicario me voy a hacer con el trocito de mi capote que haya pisado tan lindo pie.
So, fun fact.
Okay.
That song was initially not very successful.
Okay.
Then Raquel Meller got a hold of it, and she transformed it by performing in a broad black cloak and asked the orchestra to play more softly. She also was the one who originated speaking those parts instead of singing them.
Ah.
Transformed the song, made it wildly popular, ended up selling over 100,000 sheets of sheet music.
Oh, see, she made it her own.
She did.
She made some decisions. So, do we have a translation? Because my sense is that this bullfighter maybe didn't make it.
I did not have the opportunity to look for a translation, but I can get it by the time we get the show notes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially in light of what you just told me, like play it softer, and I'm going to wear all black.
Yeah. I'm thinking that.
I think he didn't make it.
I think the bull won.
yeah. You know what? Team bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a cruel sport.
It is.
But yeah, it's yeah, I don't think he made it.
Yeah.
Oh well, R.I.P. bullfighter.
Yeah, rip.
Rip.
Yeah, or whatever the Spanish equivalent is.
Yeah.
And just like that bullfighter, we have come to the end of this week's show.
Whoa. Dark. Yeah. Well, listen, we've been yapping at you for an hour, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. We've got things to do, and I'm sure you do too. Hopefully you're listening in the car on your way to work.
Yeah. Or maybe on the way to do something fun.
Yes.
That's nice.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you all for listening in. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bonsoir.